So in 1998, I was playing volleyball in Europe. And I was forced to stop playing because of a major injury. I herniated a disc in my back that wouldn't allow me to perform at the level that I needed to be able to play. It wasn't really something that I wanted to accept, being injured and that part of my life being over.
Grief is what happens when we experience a loss, and it can be a variety of kinds of losses. So obviously the most devastating kind of loss is a death. But grief can also happen when we have other kinds of losses, things like loss of a job, or even a change in life, right? Maybe there's a health change that keeps us from doing some things that we used to love to do.
So I've always loved art as a kid, and I knew that I really wanted to go to an art school. I worked really hard in order to get to Vancouver Film School, and eventually when I got in, I felt really happy and overjoyed about that. After graduating from VFS is when I realized that I wouldn't be able to get a job immediately into the industry. I was upset for a while over, not being able to jump straight into what I loved.
That creates a hard time for people, right? They have a goal or a dream, and maybe they're not able to make that happen in a particular way. So then it's a matter of handling those feelings and then taking that energy and turning it into new opportunities.
My name is Harold Boychuk. I'm 83 years old. In my early years, I worked as a firefighter for the Winnipeg Fire Department. From that, I got into construction. Like, I built my own cottage at the lake. I was very proud of the work that I did. I wasn't ready to retire. Mentally, I wasn't prepared for it. I wasn't looking forward to it.
When you experience a loss, it means that that person or that situation was really important to you.
Really, volleyball, that life experience was a small piece of the pie. There's still so much more to life than just that game. Although it might have been sort of crushing at the time, when I look back on it now as an older adult, I see that, that was just a really wonderful experience, and I'm glad I had it.
At the cottage, it was my way of getting over that retirement thing. Whenever I go there, I started looking at something else that I can build on, maintain like that. When you admit to yourself that no matter how much you don't want to slow down because of old age, you've got to have in your mind that you have no choice. And that in itself brought me some sadness, but in time, I got over it. Maybe I retired from what I was doing before. I'm not going to retire from being active.
I still think I had a very successful career despite my injury and having perhaps my career cut short. Yeah, I can still look back with a lot of thankfulness. I met a lot of great people and had a lot of great coaches, and I wouldn't change any of it.
I'm really happy that I got the chance to step back and not rush into things like how I usually would or how I would in the past. Dealing with grief has been kind of a new thing for me. I've kind of figured that you can learn a lot from grief, and that grief could eventually turn into growth.